So I think y'all can tell what type of video I'm gonna make first. She's pretty pissed off at me because I'm holding her. This is Cream Oreo. I think I chose her middle name finally. I'm pretty still bruised up from me falling in my tub, but she's pretty pissed off and she wants to get down. She was born on October 1st, and I got her in November, I believe. She's done now. Pretty close to when Snickers passed away, pretty close after that. I inherited her from my dad and then girlfriend. So I'm gonna explain a little bit about her and her personality. Obviously, you can tell a little bit. She wants to be loved when she wants to be loved. She hates being picked up when she doesn't want to be picked up. She hates being loved on when she doesn't want to be loved on. If you call for her, she'll come over and love on you. 95% of the time she'll do it, but not all the time. She's still a pretty young kitten. I have not gotten her fixed. I'm very hesitant of getting her fixed because what happened to Snickers. It's least likely to happen to a female cat than a male cat. But there's still opportunity, and knowing my luck and stuff, I'm very hesitant of doing it. She likes to attack feet. She is very vibrant. Like, she loves to play. She loves to do pretty much everything a kitten wants to do. And it's been a while since I actually had a kitten, and that was very active. So, okay. Hey, Snowflake, come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. So this is Snowflake. Oh, jeez. She is a little bit over. How old are you now? Are you over 4? I don't even know. Okay. She was born 4/19/13, so she's pretty old. She doesn't like being held either unless she wants to be held. She is 14 pounds. So she is a big giant chunk, and while she's sitting on my paper where I have all the information. I got her in June 29th. So I got her pretty much when she was like 10 weeks old. And I got her pretty much 13 days later from Snickers. So, and they were siblings. If that doesn't tell you anything, a lot of people weren't buying kittens at that time. She had her surgery on October 27, 2013 to get fixed. She was not an affection kitten until the point when Snickers passed away. So she was very, don't touch me, I'll come to you when I want to be loved, and she was a very distant kitty. And there's reasons behind that, just not her being that type of cat. There's other reasons, but I'm not going to get into it. She was Snickers' biological sister. We did get them tested because we wanted to have kittens. Because my friends were like, oh my god, you have cute cats. I love kittens. And so we got them tested to see if they were siblings, and they were. So, when Snickers was still alive, Snickers was bigger than Snowflake. He was legit bigger than her for most of his life, besides when they were kids. And when we got Snowflake, she was twice as big as Snickers, and he still dominated over it. So, she is in love with Justin. Like, she loves Justin over me any day. She will choose Justin over me, which I'm okay with, because at least she has like that one person that she loves and wants to be around when the person's here. For me, she has gone in more more affectionate towards me than when Snickers was alive, because it's not I gave more Snickers more attention, it's just Snickers wanted more attention, so I gave him more attention. Okay, I don't remember when this accident happened. I can't remember, and it's really, really bad of me. But one day I came home from work, and she wasn't acting right, and they wore collars. Like, my cats wore collars, because that's what they loved, collars. I don't know why, but they did. And she loved wearing a collar. But since she was never an affectionate cat, I never went over and checked her. I checked her like a couple times a day, and I checked the collar like a couple weeks ago, and it was fine. Well, when I came home, she was on my counter, and she knows better to be on the kitchen counter instead of the counter. She wasn't supposed to. And I was like, Snowflake, get off the counter, brought her off the counter, and she just like sat there. And I was like, okay, I just want my attention, what? So I went back to my bedroom. I just got the phone with my mom, actually. I was like, okay, love you, bye. And I literally went back to the kitchen. She was back on the kitchen counter like, Mommy, I need your attention type of thing. So I reached over and started petting her, and I felt her collar. And it was extremely tight on her. So that's another thing people have been asking about, how Snowflake's thing happened. This is how it happened. And so I took the collar off, and it literally embedded, it was pretty much embedded in her neck. It cut her neck open, and of course I freaked out, like completely freaked out. I called my mom, and I was like, I don't know what to do, I don't have the money for this, and of course I figured out how to pay for it, but nice thing, I hear my dad in the background, go to the vet. So I'm driving to the vet, freaking out, don't even have her in her carrier, crying, like I'm legit crying, because I'm like, I'm always my other baby, I can't do this. And of course we get there, and the vet's like, this happens so often from people that actually love their animals. There's nothing for you to worry about, she's gonna be fine. I was like, okay. I'm thinking back in my head, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna cost much, but I could care less. And the vet's like, I even had one of my dogs do it to himself, so don't think that you did anything wrong. I was like, okay. She like told the vet that she wasn't a lovely kitty, and they recognized me because of Snickers. And some of the vets did not know that Snickers passed away, and told them they cried a little because the vets actually love Snickers. And I was like, this is Snickers' blood, like blood cat sister. They're like, oh my god, she's gonna be lovely. I'm like, no, she's not gonna be a lovely kitty. So they just sewed her neck back up, and she's pretty much healed from it. She really doesn't like her neck touched too much, because I think it's like sensitive, but it's fully healed all over and stuff. Well, that's Snowflake. Obviously I can't show you Snickers. This is going to be the very hardest topic I'm going to talk about. One of the hardest topics I'm going to talk about through this whole entire process. Okay. Snickers Lucifer. Yes, I called him Lucifer. I don't know why. He was a very lovely cat, but he also can be very evil. So, yes. He was born on 4/19/13, and he died on October 6, 2017. If you guys can do the math, he had his surgery on October 27, 2013. So less than 4 years later, from him having his surgery, he passed away. Okay, I got him on June 16th. Finally convinced my old significant other to get a cat because I was lonely, and I was like, let's just get an animal so I can have somebody to look after and to keep my mind busy. And I literally went to the store. We went to, I know a pet store, don't like heart me about that, because we did. And I literally just, this cat, like all the kittens were there, and they were all playing with each other, And this kitten literally walked up to the front and cried at me and would not leave me alone. So I literally reached in and picked him up. And I knew that very second that he was my cat. He was the most precious cat I've ever had. Okay. He would sit at the door from the time I left to the time I came home. He would like sit the window at the door waiting for me. And as soon as I walked through the door, he would cry, "Mom." And a lot of people didn't believe me, so I started posting videos of him crying "Mom." And they're like, "Oh my god, he does cry "Mom." I'm like, yeah, he cries "Mom." And really that's the only type of cry he cried was for me. And he was literally so itty bitty when I got him. He was like legit like this big. Like he could fit in my palm. I took that cat pretty much everywhere with me. Like when he was that small, if I had to go to base, I took him with me, and all the guards got used to seeing him with me. And if it wasn't busy, they would stop me and like wanted to pet him and love on him. Like everyone loves Snickers. I couldn't even tell you that one person that actually hated Snickers. I couldn't tell you. I really can't. This cat was the most loving cat that I ever owned, besides Blakey and Pepper, which is my parents' cat. They were mine too, but they were really my parents' cats. And he was my own. Like everybody tells you, the first cat or animal that you own yourself is the one that you're gonna be loving for the rest of your life. And it's very true. Yes, I had Snowflake at that time, but she technically wasn't my cat. I love Snowflake and Cream to death. Like, they are my babies, and I want to do anything for them. But Snickers is my truth baby. Like, he was there through my ups and downs through my marriage, and always was there. He was there when other situations happened that is also very hard to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about because it's just something I'm not willing to talk about. He was there for my first knee surgery. When I came home, he was waiting at that door. Like, my dad took care of the cats when I was at Justin's house, and he said as soon as he would walk in, he would be pissed that it wasn't me. And then when I came home from my surgery, he never left my side when I was home. Like, if I went up to get to the bathroom, he was there to make sure I was okay. Okay, this is going to be the hardest part. I can't remember the exact date, but I believe it was around the 11th. I really got home from another hard situation after my surgery. If you're in my boyfriend's family, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to put that out there, but you guys know. So I came home, and Snickers was acting funny. I was home for a couple of days, and Snickers was acting funny. And this was in February, so February is one of the worst months I can deal with in my life. He was acting extremely funny. He literally would lay on the bed, and he was laying on the bed. And I touched him, and I was petting him. He was not purring. So I called one of my best friends up, Nina, and I was like, hey, something's wrong with Snickers. I don't know what's wrong. I still can't drive at that point in time. She legit's like, I'm on my way, don't worry. And she was on the phone with me the whole entire time. Telling me, telling the point she got left her house. At that time she was living in Bicebell, so it wasn't long the time that she got me picked up, and I called Justin at this point. Freaking out. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. I literally thought I was going to spend that day. Like, my world flipped. And some male cats that get fixed, I think it's 1 out of 300 cats, have this issue that they can't go to the bathroom after they get fixed, and it takes them 4 to 8 days in their life to show these signs. Well, Snickers is one of those cats. He was not peeing for the time that I was at the event that I was at, and I came home and he only peed a little that I knew of, and I was like, okay, he went to the bathroom or whatever. And his bladder was completely full to the point where his kidneys were starting to shut down. I'm sitting there in the waiting room holding him, thinking this is the last time I'm actually gonna see him alive. Okay. I tried just to do, like, put a catheter in and have him go pee there and try to flip his kidneys back into function, and they started to flip. But I got him home. I got him home for like less than 24 hours. Actually, less than 12 hours, I think it was. Actually, less than that, less time than that. So, he was home for one night, and he wasn't going to the bathroom like he was supposed to, so I legit took him back, and me and my grandma made the decision to give him the treatment, the surgery that was going to pretty much make him into a female. But he was still a male, he was just going to have a hole like a female. And that saved his life from February for 7 months. It pretty much saved his life from like 6.5 months to 7 months. It saved his life. He was acting normal. He was himself again. On October 5th, that very night before he passed away, me and Alex were FaceTiming each other, and Snickers wouldn't leave me alone. He wanted my attention so bad. And I was like, okay, he's just being an attention whore, pretty much. He just wants my attention. And after a while, he literally calmed down. Like, he just left me alone, lay next to me, and we went to bed. I woke up on October 6th, 2017, to go to work. Just a normal day. He wouldn't get off the bed. And I should have known that very second that something was wrong. And I just at that point that he just wanted to play the game that we play every day. Me throwing him off the bed, like tossing him and him running back, and I tossed him and he whined. Like he was hurt. And I was like, are you okay? And I was petting him, he was purring. And then he went to the living room. and I went in the bathroom to get ready. And he was on the chair, like my rocking chair, and next thing I knew, he dropped and walked to my front door. Like he knew that he didn't want the spirit to be trapped into my apartment. And I knew at that very second that he wasn't gonna make it. He had a seizure, and it was a very hard one. And it lasted for like maybe 5 minutes. It was a very, very hard seizure. And the last thing that I know he did was he looked up at me and cried "Mom" for the very last time. And I told him it was okay. And it was okay for him to not be in pain anymore. So Tina ended up calling me because she was supposed to be on her way to take me to work, and I was like, Tina, I can't go to work. She's like, what do you mean I woke up for this? I'm like, I can't go to work because Snickers just passed away. And I hear her car speed up, and her and Bree were at my door within like 2 minutes. And Bree walks in and starts crying. And I was like, Bree, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't. And because we had to transport him from my house to the vet. And I'm spying this blanket. He had a favorite blanket, and this was it. I've only washed it one time since he's passed, and people think that's gross and crazy. I just washed it for the first time a month ago. I have his box, and his box is very precious to me. I'm not going to show it, and there's a picture on my Instagram and Facebook of it. I got him cremated, and a lot of people are going to hate the next fact that I'm going to say Justin knows I did this, was I had Matthew call Tina. And I told Matthew, I thought at that point in time that he deserved at least to know. And my family understood why I did it. And I also hated the fact that the exact same time that I did it is because he kept saying other stuff that I didn't like, but I at least told him, and that's all I needed to do. I also have great friends, like Nina, Alicia, and Rebecca. That's up here. Rebecca was at work, and I think she called off that night, and she literally came and got me that very night, and she wouldn't let me go home. She made me stay the night so I could be around people, because she was afraid that I was going to do something stupid. And a couple weeks later, I got his box, and my world legit broke. Having a big kitty put into a box makes it extremely hard. It's one of the hardest things I've had to do. And that's the hardest thing I've done in my life, is knowing I couldn't do anything to save him. And all I wanted to do was take his place. And that's very sad. I do have a foot tattoo of his name and his footprint. I have memory tattoos, like, represent stuff. I will go in more detail when I do that video, because I'm actually going to do that video. I try not to think when October 6th was around. This year I was at work, and I think that was the best thing for me, was I was at work this year, the year of his anniversary. And it's very hard, like every day I miss him. But I know he's not in pain anymore, and he's up there in heaven. I do believe in cats go to heaven, so, but I believe he's up there, and he's up with family members that, like my honey Grammy, and she's taking care of him. And I know she is, because she told me. So, but y'all wanted to know exactly everything about the cats. So this is pretty much everything about them. Snowflake is healthy and happy. Cream is healthy and happy. They are my cats, and I love them. So if you like this video, great. If you don't, I'm sorry. I know it's very emotional. It's very emotional for me to talk about Snickers. And sooner or later it won't be as emotional, but right now it still is. But I wanted to make it so people will know extremely what happened and my views. Like, I don't think I'm never gonna have another male cat. It's never gonna happen. I won't have one if I have a say in it. But I wanted to tell you guys, because you guys were asking questions, and I really want to tell extremely everybody what happened. And so I felt comfortable, and obviously I felt comfortable, but it's just still very hard for me to do it. So